ain't going bird. Chairman Powell, he ain't playing this a blur. Gotta follow the data, ain't no time to err. Watch him speak now with that Tom Crown flair. Yeah, Chairman, he's the captain of the crew.
Yo, yo.
Navigating through the markets, knowing what to do. Federal Reserves in control, making moves. Keeping that money flowing so the economy can groove. Chairman Powell, making paper every hour. Chairman Powell, he got that money power. Data on his side, watch him rise and devour. Yeah, he's the chairman of the board, making moves that empower.
Oh, welcome back, crew. Welcome back. It's Wednesday, and today we have the coveted world tour of Chair Powell actually doesn't continue. We have the FOMC minutes, so we have the summary or the behind the scenes information from our July FOMC. It's been a while, so we're gonna go over those. Those will be live at 2 p.m. East, but it's always a good time. We do tend to see some spicy price action, and to kick that off, sitting in front of us, no, this is not Bitcoin. Let me turn my mic down just a smidge. This is not Bitcoin. Wild. Something else is selling off. Ah, geez. We're not alone here. The dollar. The dollar acting like a shitcoin. It seems plummeting down at 1014 in anticipation, question mark, of these minutes. I don't know. We identified a bear flag at the start of August, and because this isn't crypto, it actually played out, sending price lower and lower. And here we are in the last stream. We were looking for 1013. That hit this morning and continues to nosedive. Quite a sell-off. Let's zoom out a little bit. The dollar in focus. Bitcoin not doing shit right now. We'll go back to it. Put this in perspective. Here on the daily chart, the 2022 rally was absolutely parabolic, mind-blowing. The dollar blasting off to multi-year highs, and just like everything else, seemed to settle down into the end of 22-23. The dollar has been ranging at roughly this level. It spent the majority of its time around 103, now down, and you can see on this chart as we zoom in, heading towards the end of last year's lows. In December, the dollar hit 100, we'll call it 100.6, 100. And since then has put in a lower high, broke some market structure back in July, and man, that 100 Dixie target seems almost a given. It's almost a given at this point. Everything is nuked, we lost support, and now we're just finding our bottom here for the dollar. What do you guys think? Are we going to see it bottom out at 100? Bounce back up, go to all-time highs? Or is the dollar finally paying the piper what it's owed? I think that's what's happening here. Definitely an ugly candle. All of our analysis here really pointing to that 100 level. And if you lose it, oh my. I could see, just to kind of warm myself up, talk to you guys about the charts here, I could see maybe the dollar coming down to 99.9. Then getting some kind of dead cat bounce, maybe back to 102, where we lost just 2 weeks ago. And we'll figure out really what happens after that. If it can continue up, maybe we see it back to highs. However, with what's going on in the world, interest rate cuts, Chair Powell, I don't know, probably headed for lower. So time will tell, but man, it's nice to see something redder than Bitcoin, isn't it? Speaking of Bitcoin, speaking of the corn, wow, so much on that chart. Prices, I woke up, I checked price, it was the same price, and I went back to bed. No, I'm just kidding. Bitcoin's still where it was, roughly 60K. Yesterday, we did get a little bit of spicy wick up to that 61.5, but it has settled back down into that daily close, and now just back to where we were. There's really just not a lot of update. I'd love to give you guys like cutting edge alpha that's going to really help your trades and it's going to help you win. But like, it gets very difficult to analyze this just sideways. Since the 8th of August to today, about 2 weeks, we have been in this range with our highs coming down. That was no exception last night when price rallied into our resistance zone up here. It rejected, and while that is typically bearish, we can hang on to the bullishness of, at least for the moment, we have a higher low. Put that in perspective though. We have a lower high, a lower high, a lower high. And since then, a higher low, higher low, higher low. This is very much still a contested chart. This is not one way or the other. This could break either direction, but I will lean back on the analysis that we've been talking about for weeks now. And that's right here. I'll lean back on this. We had our death cross on the day. We rallied to it. Dart on the board, man. We nailed that. Well done to anyone who traded that. But in this area, I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, all we needed is a higher low. The 13th of August could be that higher low, and we may then look to retest the 200, take it, go back to the top of our channel, 67, I'll say like 70s K up here. The longer we move sideways here, and this is unique to what's happening right now on this chart, the longer we move sideways without breaking lows, I think the probability of that move moving to the upside, breaking to the upside, increases. You're welcome to disagree with that. That is my own opinion. And the logic behind it is, well, we had this really bearish cross of moving averages. We saw selling. At least we saw buying halt. And so the selling we've seen has not been strong enough. Of course, there could be more selling pressure hiding behind the corner that could come out of nowhere. But to me, this is showing the market is not giving up this level. The market is fighting to hold this level. If this was going to be the really bearish scenario, which we had talked about for a very long time, too much. But if that really bearish scenario was playing out, we likely would have seen something more like this, where the selling is more violent, it's more aggressive, it doesn't kind of hang out sideways, it doesn't have a indecisive nature to it, it's very one-sided. That didn't happen. We didn't get a harsh rejection, almost no matter what happens now. We didn't get a harsh rejection. This was very soft landing. Chairman Powell would like that. So here we are. While we're in this range, not a lot of new analysis for the corn specifically. As long as our highs are coming down, lows are coming up, we're just in bear flag, whatever pattern you want to do. I'll just say consolidation. That's what I'm looking at. So there's a real quick intro. Second thing on the intro doc before we get into Chairman Powell's FOMC minutes, which will be coming up very soon, guys. Thank you for tuning in again. Make sure you've hit the likes and subscribes and engaged with the live stream. And grab life today. Engage with it. You can do it. 15 minutes until we get those notes. We'll go over them as we always do. But let's take a look at TRON. You guys know I have long been saying TRON is a sleeper. It is a chain that I use constantly. I don't really love TRON, right? Like, it doesn't fit what I love about crypto specifically, but I do enjoy transacting in USDT on TRON, TRC20. I do it all the time. I honestly send more transactions on TRON than any other chain. This is not a shill of TRON, but it was just maybe that logical narrative argument that you guys love so much and you crave so much. TRON, we looked at it on Monday and said, it is likely this hits 15 cents today. I don't think it did Monday. Let me see. Nah, did not on Monday. Wait. Oh, we're on the week. I was like, why are all these Mondays? What's happening here? Here we go. Why is every day Monday? Here it is. Monday, did it? Just shy, 14.4 cents yesterday. Continued that rally, another 12% today, breaking to higher highs. However, not quite the same momentum as what we saw the last 2 days. So what's going on here? That does bring me back to the weekly chart. The weekly chart reveals all the answers are here. Our high from April of 21. It might be a little confusing because most charts, we see that kind of interim high or highest point in March of this year. TRON is so old. Rip. So old that the high actually wasn't broken in March. And why this chart is interesting to me, of course, number goes up. Everybody loves number go up. But what's interesting to me is this has remained bullish. It bottomed out with the rest of the market in November of 22, but it has really kept this uptrend in a way that not many other charts have. And if you know another chart that looks like this, please don't send me one that's 5 days old. But if you know another chart that looks like this, I'm interested in it. Let me know. Just higher highs, higher lows, and the kicker, and I've been yelling about BNB for this reason as well, the kicker is nobody was talking about it. Nobody was interested. No one was paying attention. There was no FOMO. I'm sure there's some FOMO right now. I've seen lots of tweets about TRX all of a sudden. Just remember who told you about it. Told you about it first. All of a sudden. And maybe that is going to mark at least an interim or mid time frame local top. Might mark the total top, but at least some kind of selling I would expect from this candle, just due to how many other people all of a sudden woke up and started talking about Tron. That's usually a good signal. But the reason I believe we are slowing down here is we are approaching April's high. Now that sits at 18.5 cents, still a good distance away from the 16 that we're at now, 16.5 high. However, Tron has cleared all of its resistance basically up into that level. At this point, there is not that much that sits on top of Tron holding the price down, obviously, other than the bag holders. I think an 18.5 cent Tron this year is very likely. Now, I think buying right now, as I said, probably a rough time, simply because of the game theory of people have noticed it. This was a better bet when people didn't notice it. But now that people are paying attention, typically a lot of the opportunity has gone there. And even if it wasn't, if we're just talking about 2.18 cents, it's only 12%. So you're taking the risk of kind of the hype and energy starting to build around it for a 12% gain. I don't know if that's a great bet. However, if Tron can get past 18.5, there stands almost nothing in its way. In fact, Tron only traded above that level for, I want to say, 2 days. Let me see. Maybe my memory is wrong. Let's see. Going back to its high back in 2018. Ooh, a lot of you didn't even have your crypto wings back then. 2018. Let's see. Traded above. I was very close. Tron only has traded above this level, or at least above 18.5. Wait. Above 18.5. That was the number. Don't let me get away with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Yes, there could be and likely will be selling pressure from those days. There are some trapped orders. A lot of time has passed. So whether or not that profit taking or resistance will be as strong is kind of a guess. A little bit of a gamble, a little bit of a guesstimate there. But long story short, make it above 18.5. And in the best case scenario, close above 18.5 this month in August. And I think Tron goes back to all-time highs. This would be really welcomed news for me. I have some Tron, to be transparent. It's not a huge amount. I likely don't have as much as some of you in the chat. However, what was the however? I don't have that much Tron. This would be exciting for me actually for different reasons. So you guys have seen me struggle over the last year, maybe 2 years, and specifically in the last few months with, do older coins really ever perform again? You guys know I'm a big Litecoin fan. I just like the ideology. I like the origin of it. I've invested in it, but I'm starting to wonder if any of these actually run again. It's been a long time. Tron specifically has been 6 years since its all-time high, and it isn't even to its last cycle high yet. But if it does break, if it can make it past 31, 32 cents, that might have greater implications for the rest of the market. That might suggest that these dinosaur coins, whoa, almost spilled my drink, dinosaur coins may have another life ahead of them. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out. A lot of this Tron hype is off of, what is it? Sun Fun? I don't know. Like, they're launching some meme coin thing. Who knows? I wouldn't invest based on a meme coin platform, but it seems to work for Solana, so maybe that will age well. We'll find out. There's my intro. We have 11 minutes until the minutes are out. 11 minutes till the minutes. Let me refresh the chat. Who's here today? Are you here today? Sundog, the Sundogs. Guys, if you're buying memes on Tron right now, Lord help you. I wish you the best. I hope you make all of the moons, but good luck. I will not put a penny. I'm not putting a penny into any of that. I do wish you luck, though. I hope it works out. Let me know when you guys have success stories, and we'll rehash. But let's see who's here today. With just 10 minutes until the minutes. Dude, the minutes and minutes thing. That's why do we call them minutes? Just 10 minutes until the post FOMC notes are released. So let's kill 10 minutes here by seeing what you guys are looking at, seeing who's here today. I see Alchemist, Amy Lives Crypto, another great YouTuber. Andy, Bitcoin Census, another great YouTuber. Lots of YouTubers here. Bean Juice, Barry the Rave. What's up, my brother? Every time I read your name, I'm like, dude, I need to go to a music festival. Every single time. I appreciate you being here. Benjamin Cohen, the only man who's bullish on being Benjamin Cohen. What's up, Blair, Steven, Brendan, 2181, Brendan with no numbers. Caffeinated Crypto, Captain Tanner, Parabolic, Cryptic Crabman, Crypto X Gamer, Daniel Edwards, Darko, David B, Digibyte. How you doing, man? You've seen better days. You know where I'm at. Got my Digibyte bag still. FBA, Freeman, General Aesthetic, Gulf Wizard, John Connor, Jones Jones. That's the best name today. Leroy Essel, Line in My Pocket. What's up, brother? Mahir Damoni, Moggy Games on Twitter X. Also here. Mighty, Mihalachi Flavin, Mike Bennett, Mickle 911, Miran, Holly Volek, Mo Digi, Neil Dierarman, Next Car Auto, Nick, Priest XBT, Randy Greer, Relax and Meditation Channel, Ren Penacoustics. You guys are really making this hard. Making it hard for me. Rockanor G, Ryudikin S, St. Michael, Santa FBI, Sealoss, Sayermore Liddy, Seymour Liddy, I like that name too. Shaquille Oatmeal. All right, maybe that's the best name today. You guys are giving people a run for their money. What's up, Shring Tech, Simon D, Smitty, Solar, Stephen Watson. Dude, I shouldn't do the shout outs on FOMC labeled streams. There's just like too many people. But we'll get through this one. Steve 420, Tall Boy Crypto, Taylor, The Pickle. What's up, Pickle? Tillin McPooch, Tony Rosas, Trick Shots, Vornam Achternam, W Valen. What's up, boys? What is up, boys? What do you think's happening today? I have a poll going. Do you think these minutes matter? So far, 600 votes on them. We're just kicking off the stream. Not bad. 36% of us say no, LMAO. 34% of us say I just like the streams. That cancels out. That balances it out. So now 30% much important, very critical. I don't know. I don't know if they're much important, very critical. I would vote I just like the streams, to be honest. 8 minutes till the minutes. Thank you, Herd. Keep us up to date. Some of those were made up. Nah, none of those names were made up. By the way, if you wonder how I'm able to do that, you know, you can literally click up here and go to participants. Great way to also judge if someone's faking their views while live. They have like 10,000 live viewers and no participants. I don't think so, buddy. Monkey coming in with the facts. All names are made up. I like that. What's up, Janix? John Foster, Mr. Days, Polygon Pumped. Ooh, did it really? I think you're lying to me. I have an idea. BNB. 20 weekly moving average. BNB still looking good. Want to see it clear 579. Close above that this week, and I think you're going back to all-time highs. XRP. Really where it was. At least I will give it to XRP. Holding on to the lows for what seems like the first time ever. I don't know. Born again with the Ripple. Holding on to price. I don't know. AAVE, actually one of the spicier charts here. We didn't do much analysis on this. It has been running all week. AAVE heading back to March's high. Interesting point for any chart to be at. $153. We'll call it 150 resistance there. If AAVE breaks 150, it's going to like 250 to stat. Absolutely stat. I don't know what's going on. Is there news or something? Is there news on it? Are people hyping it? Or is it just, I don't know, 826 days of falling? Let's see. How far did you fall from your high? After falling 93%, you spent 800 days sideways, and maybe there's just no sellers left. That's not a terrible bet, to be honest. Let me know if there's some kind of news. PEPE, more bullish than I expected, seems to be closing over to that 7.7 thousand mark. Might be headed to 8.8. We don't have enough time to go in depth on it. Sin, I don't know. You guys wanted to see this last stream. We did put a long at 55 cents, targeting 68.3. Longs filled, hasn't gotten stopped out yet, hanging out sideways. It's about as good as that trade gets. No update though. It didn't nuke, so that's good. Rare, I will give it to it. Rare holding on to its gains more than I expected. I was looking for a much harsher retracement from this high. I got my eye on you, Rare. What are you doing? If you break 35 cents, you're going to get very spicy. You look at TIA and DOGE, but we don't have time today. We only have 5 minutes till these notes. But what I can do, I haven't looked at DOGE in a while. What I can do is pull it up and just spit at it. What's up, Shadow Systems? If you're holding XRP, you want fries. I want them hot fries, extra crispy. If you're holding XRP, he's implying you work at McDonald's. Doge not looking bad. Okay, haven't checked in on it in a while. Our entry at 9.6 cents looks okay. The upside target here at 75, while definitely still possible, I don't know how quickly that might come. I do like this. Doge from the low painted a higher high, a higher low, a higher high back in March of this year, retraced almost all those gains. But if it can hold here at 9.6, you have again a higher low, and I think Doge is going to move to that 25, 26 cent mark pretty quickly. I think if this trade was taken, there's a lot of rationale behind moving the stop up. Maybe you want it 7.6, maybe you want it just at 8, maybe you even want to be maybe you want to move the stop into profit at like 9.6, 9.7. Could be played lots of ways. I don't hate this. It didn't nuke. Daily money flow rolling over, not terrible. Not terrible. Yeah. There's like berries in this juice. Gross. Nah, I love fruit, but not in my juice. Rare. What else are we looking at? When is the FOMC minutes gaming crypto? In 3 minutes. There's 3 minutes until the FOMC minutes. To answer your question, 3 minutes till the minutes. Thank you. FTM. Oh wait, what was the one that I said? Matic. Okay. Yes, Matic. I haven't checked up on it. I haven't checked in. All right. No. Interesting. Let's take a peek at the Matic. I will admit I have not been following it because, my lord, has it been brutal to follow. Matic with a strong weekly candle here. 27% on the week. I think most of that's from today, I would guess. Ooh. I don't know. Do you trust that? I don't really trust that. Rolling over on the day slow. No real diverge. I mean, you got some bull div on the lows, but that's not surprising. Matic definitely putting it in an impressive rally in. However, after falling so much, it's kind of like the bar. It's kind of like par. It's like if you don't put in an impressive rally after falling, I don't know, 56% since May, your coin's dead, right? Like you gotta be able to push up. I think a lot of longs, a lot of holders from the last few years were stopped out on this move down. There's likely just not that much selling pressure. 56.4 cents on Matic. This will be the 618 retracement. Really, we should actually look at 58.9, but I don't have enough time. 56.4. I want to see daily closes above that 618 level. It will also then finally give you a higher high, because remember, right now you're still not at a higher high, even at 52 cents. This is a dangerous game to play if you're looking to go long on it right now. That's a dangerous game to play. Trading above 56, I'm going to be much more comfortable. Much more comfortable. And I set an alert so I will know. All right, we got FTM, but we probably don't have time to look at it. We have a total of 40 seconds. Ooh, FTM, we have to look at it. 40 seconds until the minutes are live. FTM, let's go, buddy. We were looking for 40. No, come back. We were looking for 41.5. And I said, guys, without 41.5 taken, nothing's happening here. You're just retracing. Look at price reacting to that level. Broke through 41.5, previous support, and now it's moving. Now it's moving. Next upside target, I'm going to say 55, 56, right up here. Again, almost the same as Matic in that sense. You need that higher high, right? You need that to start an uptrend. Still a beautiful signal. I'm going to say I like this. I would maybe look for back test of 41.5 and then to 56 if you can get it. And that's all we have time for, boys and girls. The FOMC minutes are now live. Let me see. Are you live? Are you live, son? I'm pulling up cryptocraft.com for my FOMC minute needs. Let's see. July 3rd? What? All right. Cryptocraft, you're supposed to give me these. You're supposed to make my life easier. Fed minutes. Yeah, like .gov, Google search. I should have pulled this up before. Statement. Here we go. I got it. July 30th to 31st. Let's pull this up. FOMC statement. Federal Reserve press release. Very, very spicy, important stuff. This one, only 4 pages. Is that correct? Yeah, for release at 2 p.m. Only 4 pages, and maybe I'm misremembering, but like, aren't these usually way more pages? Right? Because like I feel like it's always a hard thing to go through them because there's so much text. Maybe this is a briefer one. So I guess I could sit here and read you 4 pages. Actually, it's not even 4 pages. Okay. Let's just read this. Usually it's so much that it's like, I'm not going to read that. You guys are going to fall asleep. Let's start with... Yeah, we'll just start with it. This is only like, I mean, it's double spaced. It's got like 1.5 inch margins. Someone was trying to turn this in college as a paper that was supposed to be 4 pages long. This is like a page of text. Recent indicators suggest that the economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. You know, let's get the chart up while we don't need to like see the text. Get at least Bitcoin up. Nah, we'll leave FTM up because that's a beautiful candle on the hour. Okay, recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. Wow, surprising. Job gains have moderated. I think we've actually had some interesting job data since this that may impact September's meeting. The unemployment rate has moved up but remains low. Inflation has eased over the past year but remains somewhat elevated. God, put me to sleep. We've gotten good inflation numbers since then too. In recent months, there's been further progress towards the committee's 2% inflation target. The committee seeks to achieve maximum employment and inflation at the rate of 2% over the long run. The committee judges that the risks to achieving its employment and inflation goals continue to move into better balance. That's dovish. The economic outlook is uncertain, and the committee is attentive to risks to both sides of its dual mandate. In support of its goals, the committee decided to maintain the target range, we know this, from 5.25%, 5.5%. In considering any adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess what? You know the answer. Incoming data. Magic. Incoming, there's no data. They just make it up as they go, I promise. The evolving outlook and balance of risks. The committee does not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range until it has gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably towards its 2% target. There's the only sentence out of all of that really matters. At the previous meeting, they were not ready. They did not see the economy, jobs, inflation at the right targets for them to consider it. You have to think, because they know there wouldn't have been an FOMC this month. So they are basically aligning into September and thinking forward towards that. But at that moment, they were not. We have gotten cooler inflation data, and I believe there was some spicier job data. Those are both dovish in the sense of that is what they're looking for to do an interest rate cut. The committee is strongly committed to its inflation target. Boy, howdy. How many times do you have to say that? Honestly, the Fed has said that so many times, it feels like they're lying. It feels like they're not committed. The committee will monitor, blah, blah, blah. Assessments, wide range. Okay, there's nothing else in there other than voting. Who voted? We don't care. This is the spicy. This is actually the less wordy, more data part. And this is short. The Federal Reserve has made the following decisions to implement the monetary policy stance. The Board of Governors voted unanimously. They seem to always vote unanimously to maintain the interest rate As part of its policy decision, the Federal Open Market Committee, or FOMC, voted to direct the open market desk at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York until instructed otherwise. Wait, voted to direct the open market desk to execute transactions in the open market account in accordance with the following domestic policy directive. Effective August 1st, 2024, the FOMC directs the desk to undertake open market operations as necessary to maintain the federal funds rate target range of 5 1/4 to 5 1/2. Conduct standing overnight repurchase. Here we go. Listen, if you haven't listened to any of this, that's okay. Listen to this part. Conduct standing overnight repurchase agreement operations with a minimum bid rate of 5.5% and an aggregate operation limit of 500 billion. Conduct overnight reserve repurchase agreement operations at an offering rate of 5.3% with a counterparty limit of 160 billion per day. Roll over at auction the amount of principal payments from the Federal Reserve's holding of Treasury securities maturing in each calendar month that exceeds the cap of 25 billion per month. Wait a minute. Wait a sec. Okay. Redeem Treasury coupon securities up to this monthly cap, Treasury bills, blah, blah, blah. Reinvest the amount of principal payments from the Federal Reserve holding of agency debt and agency-backed mortgage securities received in each calendar month that exceeds 35 billion into Treasury securities to roughly match the maturity composition of Treasury securities outstanding. Allow modest deviations from stated amounts for reinvestment. Engage in dollar roll and coupon swap as necessary to facilitate the settlement of the Federal Reserve Agency MBS transactions. So that vote, that poll in the chat remains very, very relevant today. Fed minutes. I'm doing a little extra here for you guys. I have an idea. So a lot of numbers stated there, but I need to go back and really quickly double check how that compares to the previous notes. Are they exactly the same? Because none of those numbers were from my memory. 25 billion, 35 billion. That was the same as June. So no change there. Go back to April, May. 25 billion, 35 billion. Okay, so there really wasn't any change, I guess, whatsoever. No, you guys heard me read almost the entire thing. What do you think? I don't think there was any change. It's a FOMC 2A. A FOMC 2A. That's right. FTM killing it. Well, boys, we got through that in 8 minutes without the help of ChatGPT. No news is good news. I will give you that, Shiva. Soul Eth chart, please, says Trick Shots. It's bullish. I just like the stream. That is bullish. 1,000 votes. Damn, you boys kicked that up. We had 500 15 minutes ago. Now at 1,000. There's two, we'll say they're all correct answers, but I think no LMAO really fits today because I think they might have copy and pasted that from the previous month. I just opened them up and they're identical. All those billion quantities and repurchase, it was all the same. I just like the streams. This is a very good answer, and I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you. Check the Matic breakout. We did look at Matic. I'm a little more hesitant than you guys. I'm going to change the poll. Thank you for voting in that one. Let's do a poll on Matic. ADA popping? Ooh, Matic. ADA. We'll look at ADA. Give me a sec. Matic rally. I think the Matic rally will top out here today. For today. I don't want to say that's like end of rally. All right. For today. Higher. High is still loading right now. Top out here. Higher still. Let's see. What do you guys think? Do you think that Matic is done for today? I'm not saying forever. I'm saying for today. Right here, 52.8. Or do you think it's got more legs? I kind of want to go with topped out for today. Kinda. You got a nice deep retracement here of the local swing low. You're past the 786. Maybe I'll say 56.4. 56.4 today. I don't know. Right here, right now seems pretty poopy. The only reason I say maybe topping out today is because look at these hourlies. 2%, 3%, 5%, 4, 5%. People started paying attention. Usually when we look at it, remember, Bitcoin, crypto, very demure. Doesn't like being looked at. It likes when you're not looking at it. Then it does stuff. Once you look at it, it's like, well, moves over, you missed it. On the month, Matic may be looking for higher. So I said, maybe I think it's topped out for today. However, on a monthly scale, if Matic closes green in the next 10 days for August, I'll be looking for 66 cents. Order block on the month, loss support, wick low. If you can close that nice, beautiful bullish hammer on the month for Matic, I think into the end of this year, who knows timing wise how long that will take, 66.7 cents. Clear that. What's cool is if you can clear this order block, then you're right back to $1. It's interesting. It's interesting. What do you guys think? 61% saying topped out today, about 150 votes already. Check Discord tag or messages. Did you text me, Pickle? Oh, you did. My phone did not make a sound. Let me see. The mins. Oh. I'm reading the statement, not the mins? Okay. Well, the statement was the exact same, so I assume the mins are the exact same. So let's see. This is why I love you, chat. You guys keep me open. This is what I was talking about. This is why I was like, this seems really short. Usually it's like way too many pages to digest. All right. Well, let's power up ChatGPT because I unless you want me to read 16 pages to you, I will do it. I will read you 16 pages if that's what you wish. Maybe I should do that as a poll. Let's go. I see Tim T and 𝐒𝐵𝐭 over on Twitter. The first chatters I've ever seen over there. Let's go. I lost my tab. Where are you? Here we are. What do you think? 200 votes. We're about split on Matic. Maybe it's got more legs. We're about split. 59.41. I want to let that poll go, but this is more pressing. FOMC ASMR. Okay. For these minutes, we should. Okay, this is the vote. If you're not going to vote at all, that's fine, but I need you to vote for this one. ChatGPT. Summary. Tom reads all 15 pages. There we go. Vote in this one now. I need this vote. This is going to change. It's going to decide what we do today. Do you want a summary or do you want me to read all 15 pages? And I agree it would be funny to troll me and say 15 pages, but you don't want me to. Only vote for it if you really want to, because it might be very boring and then people will just leave. So don't kill the fun. But if that's what we want, I'll do it, man. Only for you guys. Just for the crew. Summary is probably the good answer. We'll give it a minute. We went through the FOMC minutes statement, and now we're deciding what to do with the actual minutes. Your vote will matter. Bitcoin dominance flagging. Still flagging. Fell from the high that we were watching on like Friday. Higher low again. Flagging. Flagging. Cruising the world. Weekly kind of looks like a little rollover. I'm not ready to call the top end for dominance, but it is looking a little heavy here. RSI hitting its highest point in many years, not even making it to overbought. I'll give that poll one more minute. Your vote matters. Your vote matters. I need your vote. Vote for Tom Crown. Ooh, but on the month, I don't know if that's done. I don't know if that's done. Yeesh. My alt bags would very much appreciate if that could just dump. What's up, Tom G? Renewing that membership 42 months in a row, my king. FOMC members were more concerned about inflation risks. Others emphasized to support economic growth. This divergence wasn't apparent in the meeting. I'll have to trust you on it. I haven't read it. Discuss FOMC, please. All right. Well, we were letting you guys vote. At 250 votes, 76% are saying ChatGPT. Good. I would have read you all of it. Lord help you guys. That would have been so much. Give me a sec to power this up. AI, do my bidding. Into bullet points. I don't know. I don't know if I trust ChatGPT here. I just said summarize today FOMC minutes. I don't know if I trust you here, ChatGPT. I didn't even give it to you. I thought you were going to be like, okay, I will summarize it. Okay, let me just do that again. It's a bullet points. Here is the text. All right, here we go. Here we go. Developments in financial markets. I hate that they do this as a PDF. I'll just like sit here and complain for a little bit. Because then I can't just copy and paste it easy. Because then it like grabs all the other crap. Although ChatGPT probably can make it through that. Probably isn't thrown off by page numbers and stuff. Hold up. We're almost done with the first 4 or 5 pages. How many characters can you put into this? I can't do the whole document. I've tried it before. Wouldn't let me. There we go. ChatGPT is thinking about it. We are going to read off now the developments in financial markets and open market operations. Okay. Here's the summary. Tell me if you think it's good. Financial market developments. It is brief. Financial markets have eased slightly with lower long-term interest rates and higher equity prices. Treasury yields fell, with shorter-term yields decreasing more than longer-term yields, steepening the yield curve. Inflation expectations were modestly lower for the near term, while long-term measures were relatively stable. Policy rate expectations pointed to potential rate cuts in September and more easing later in the year. I don't know exactly what it was targeting there with that, but ChatGPT even seems to think September. I might have to roll back my not until 2025 mindset. Equity markets, small and medium cap stocks rose due to anticipated rate cuts, while larger tech stocks underperformed. They seem to be doing pretty good. Second quarter earnings reports were generally positive, but noted some softening in consumer spending. Global developments, advanced foreign economies saw declining policy rate expectations due to continued inflation progress. The Bank of Japan was expected to tighten policy, while recent French election news caused short-term market volatility. U.S. Treasury markets experienced brief disruptions from these global events. Money market operations. The effective federal funds rate remained unchanged. Repo rates increased slightly due to higher demand for Treasury securities. Usage of the overnight reverse repo facility declined, with projections for further decreases. The economic situation. U.S. economic activity advanced solidly, but slower compared to late 2023. I think that makes sense, though. For fourth quarter, everything, you spend all your money. Labor market conditions showed moderation, with job gains slowing and unemployment rates rising slightly. Bitcoin seems to like this narration. It's been green since I started. Real GDP rose solidly in the second quarter, but again, growth was slower than 23. Real private domestic final purchases slowed solid growth. Net exports continued to be a drag on GDP growth, with subdued economic global growth, and mixed inflation developments in major economies. In emerging markets, inflation rose slightly due to higher food prices. The Bank of Canada and Swiss National Bank cut rates, while the People's Bank of China lowered key policy rates amid ongoing economic challenges. Let's do the next segment. By the way, guys, while I'm reading this, it is hard for me to read the chat at the same time, so no, I'm not ignoring you. However, I do want to encourage you guys to chat about these things as they come up. If you think something's wrong, if you think something's right, whatever it is, you agree, disagree, chat amongst yourselves. We'll get through this. Going on to the next segment. Bitcoin. I'm not going to stop because Bitcoin just keeps going up when I'm doing this. So like, this is our life now. Maybe this is our whole channel. Maybe we just talk. Yep. Maybe we just talk about, I just narrate stuff and Bitcoin goes up. That'd be a good channel for us. Let's go. Actually, real quick, where are we going? At me at 60.6. Get out of this downtrend again. Break 61.5. Things get spicy. We'll watch. We'll keep watching. Here's the next part. Market implied policy path. Market expectations for the federal funds rate decreased over the intermeeting period. Higher odds were placed on a more significant policy easing by early 2025 compared to pre-June meeting expectations. That might be important. Nominal treasury yields declined particularly at shorter horizons, with inflation compensation decreases contributing to this trend. Broad stock indexes rose slightly. Yield spread on corporate bonds remained stable. S&P 500 index volatility increased moderately, indicating perceived but not excessive economic risks. I believe that's also we also saw a spike in VIX since then it went back down. In advanced foreign economies, market-based expectations for policy rates. That's a repeat. Are you repeating? No, that's just like 1 point repeated. French-German bond yields spreads widened due to surprise French election. The broad dollar index was relatively unchanged. RIP, that didn't age well. Foreign risky asset prices showed mixed and moderate movements. Overnight secured rates edged up, but short-term funding conditions remained stable. Usage of we did these. Borrowing costs remain high. Despite some declines, mortgage rate decreased, but stayed near our high levels. Credit card and auto loans increased slightly. Credit card and auto loan rates increased slightly. Small business loan rates stayed elevated. Fixed income security yields fell, driven largely by lower treasury yields. Credit availability financing was readily available for large and middle market corporations, but remained tight for smaller firms. Senior Loan Officer Opinion Survey reported modestly tighter standards for commercial and industrial loans and commercial real estate loans through C&I loan balances increased. Credit growth for consumers moderated with slower credit card balances and tighter standards. Credit quality solid for large mid-sized firms. Mortgage borrowers and municipalities deteriorated in some sectors. Stable corporate bond and leveraged loan markets, but increasing delinquency rates for small businesses and deteriorating CRE credit quality. Household balance sheets remain strong with low delinquency rates for residential mortgages, but rising delinquency rates for non-prime customers. Financial system stability, notable financial vulnerabilities. Doesn't go on. Elevated asset protection pressures, elevated asset valuation pressures, especially in housing. Business and household debt vulnerabilities were moderate, high non-financial business leverage, but solid debt servicing ability. Financial sector leverage was notable, with high regulatory capital ratios, but low fair value of bank assets. Non-bank sector leverage at hedge funds and life insurers were elevated, with increased funding risk and reliance on non-traditional liabilities. Interesting. Interesting. Going to the next part. Maybe I should tab over, though. I kind of want to... I feel weird just reading. Bitcoin keeps going up. I will keep reading until Bitcoin stops going up. That is a promise. Keep going, buddy. Don't ever stop. I'll read forever. Okay. Inflation has eased over the past year, remains elevated. Recent progress towards the 2% inflation target is broad-based, with core good prices flat since March, and notable slowdown on housing services inflation in June. Core non-housing services prices also decelerated. Participants observed waning pricing power among firms and increased consumer sensitivity to price increases, leading to price cuts or discounts. Confidence has increased that inflation will be sustainably moving. This is probably big. Confidence has increased that inflation is moving sustainably to the 2% target. That's really dovish. Expected continued downward pressure on inflation from factors like waning pricing power, moderating economic growth, and depletion of excess pandemic savings. Bro, there's not a soul that can hear my voice now in real time, nor in the future, that has even a penny of pandemic save. What? That was 4 years ago. What fantasy realm do they live in? Moderation in labor cost growth and long-term inflation expectations remain well anchored. Some participants noted potential persistence of inflation pressures due to economic momentum and a strong labor market. The unemployment rate increased to 4.1%, but remains low. Keep going, Bitcoin. We could just do reading financial news as this channel if Bitcoin will go up every time. Payroll job gains moderated but were solid. Some suggested gains might be overstated. Interesting. Indicators showed easing labor market conditions, including lower hiring rates and job vacancies. Labor market conditions have returned to pre-pandemic levels, strong but not overheated. Reports indicated reduced difficulty in hiring and limited wage pressures. Real GDP growth was solid in the first half of the year, but slower compared. You said that a few times, ChatGPT. Private domestic final purchases growth moderated but remained solid. Consumer spending grew at a solid pace despite slowing compared to last year. Some strains were evident in lower and moderate income households, such as rising credit card delinquencies. Conditions varied in the business sector by firm, sector, size, and region. Larger firms had a stable outlook, while smaller firms faced more uncertainty. Manufacturing sector conditions were weaker. Professional services and technology sectors remained strong. Agricultural sector faced challenges from low commodity prices and high input costs. Risks and uncertainties. Upside risks to inflation have diminished. Downside risks to employment have increased. That is a telling sentence. Risks to inflation and employment objectives are becoming more balanced. Very dovish. Potential risks include supply chain disruptions, geopolitical tensions, and easing financial conditions. Financial stability concerns included vulnerabilities in the banking sector, high CRE exposures, and cyber risks, and cyber currency. No, that doesn't say that. Economic activity expanded, job gains moderated, inflation showed progress. All participants supported maintaining the federal funds rate, of course. Some saw a plausible cause. Ooh, here we go. Let's go. This is the gem in the rough here. Bitcoin, just keep going, buddy. Some saw a plausible cause for a 25 basis point reduction, but consensus was to keep the rate unchanged. Interesting and telling that some of the members, even in July, were on board with the 25 BPS cut. Since then, we have only gotten favorable data. This isn't ChatGPT. Since then, we've only gotten favorable data, whether it came to jobs or inflation, CPI, PPI, whatever. There may be more on the 25 fence come September. Continued reduction of the Federal Reserve security holdings deemed appropriate. Additional data is needed to be confident in lowering. There is no data, bro. Emphasis on a data-dependent approach. There's still no data, bro. I love when they repeat themselves. We're almost done. We're almost done, fam. You've done very well. You all deserve a cookie for being patient. This is the last segment. Do the same again with this segment of text. You all deserve a cookie. Go get yourself a cookie after this is done. Thank you, Gazzer. While it's loading, I'm reading the chat quick. Pump that Bitcoin, DJ. That's right. Remember this, says Randy. This is before the real job data got up. Dude, that is important. I was trying to drive that home, but thank you for keeping me on task. Randy, spot on here. This is all from July. The FOMC was July 31st. So these thoughts are pre-July 31st. Since then, we've only gotten cooler inflation data and spicier job data. Basically, the data the Fed is looking for to cut rates since then. So none of this even includes that. And those are major factors. So here we go. Risk management considerations. Uncertainties. Key uncertainties include the extent of monetary policy restraint, the lag effects of past and current policies, and the degree of economic normalization post-pandemic. That's been a big topic in this. The juxtaposition of post-pandemic, pre-pandemic economy. Interesting. Risks to employment goal have increased. A gradual easing in labor market conditions might worsen if not managed properly. Risks to the inflation goal have decreased. Again, thanks for repeating that sentence. Oh, it's the opposite. Risks to the inflation goal have decreased. The risks to the employment goal had increased. So, but there is a concern that easing too much or too soon could lead to a resurgence of inflation or undo recent progress. There is a concern about weakening economic activity or employment if policy restraint is reduced too little or too late. Conversely, reducing restraint too early or too much could risk inflationary pressures and economic imbalances. I see you guys hitting them buttons. If you could, make sure you've liked the stream, make sure you've subscribed, hit the placebo buttons real quick for me. We'll all do it together. This is the final segment of the summary of the FOMC minutes. Economic activity continues to expand solidly. Job gains have moderated and unemployment remains low. Inflation has eased but remains above the 2% target, at least according to the Fed. Target range for the federal funds rate maintained. No reduction in target range is anticipated. No reduction in the target range is anticipated until there is greater confidence that inflation is sustainably moving towards 2%. The Federal Reserve will continue to reduce holdings of security treasuries, agency debt, and agency-backed securities. Members will carefully evaluate incoming data and the evolving economic outlook to balance the risks and blah, 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 blah. Whatever you say, FOMC peoples, whatever you say. There's no data, bro. They just make it up. Acknowledged that job gains have moderated, unemployment has increased. Noted further progress towards the 2% goal. This is all very dovish. Emphasize risks, and it's the same thing. Maintain the federal funds rate, yes. Conduct overnight repurchase and reverse repurchase agreements at the limits. Roll over treasuries. Next meeting, September 17th. Let's go. I almost don't want to stop reading this because Bitcoin has only gone up. Like, I feel like I started reading this right here, like 20 minutes ago. Only gone up. Here's the issue. As spicy as this little rally is, because it is spicy, as spicy as it is, zooming out, you can see that it's still very much at the descending high trend. A little bit move higher, you can break through that high trend. But to this point, not a lot has changed. If it reverses down again, it's just another lower high. We're still in the same pattern. At the moment, because it does seem related to these FOMC minutes, whether it is literally or just because we want it to be, it does seem to have gained a little bit of bullish candor. A little bit. Now it's at the edge. I want to see a break. All right, what do you guys think of those minutes? ChatGPT summary won the poll. Of course it did. Of course it did. Go get your cookies, guys. You earned it. That was a long read. If I stop reading, it will stop pumping. I know it. I know it, but I'm out of things to read. What else can I read? Read the real documents. Just keep going. Altcoin Daily. The boys. The boys are here. Which one or both? Good to see you, my friend. Speaking of Altcoin Daily, speaking of them, fingers crossed, we're supposed to be shooting a little video after this to be released soon. See my face up here. You guys know who they are. There we go. Bitcoin potentially breaking through this. We'll see. I don't want to jinx it. Potentially. It really enjoyed me reading. All right. Give me something to read. For God's sakes, give me something to read, boys. Read the white paper. Read the white. All right, read the white paper. All right. Bitcoin. Just pulling it up. I don't know. I'm panicking. I need to keep reading. Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Abstract. A purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. Digital signatures provide part of a solution, but the main benefits are lost if a trusted third party is still required to prevent double spending. We propose a solution to the double spending problem. You know what's interesting? The white paper has we, not I. Satoshi, maybe a group of people. Using a peer-to-peer network. The network timestamps transactions by hashtagging them into an ongoing chain of hash-based proof of work, forming a record that cannot be changed without redoing the proof of work. The longest chain not only serves as proof of the sequence of events witnessed, but proof that it came from the largest pool of CPU power. As long as a majority of CPU power is controlled by nodes that are not cooperating to attack the network, they'll generate the longest chain and outpace the attackers. The network itself requires minimal structure. Messages are broadcast on a best effort basis, and nodes can leave and rejoin the network at will, accepting the longest proof of work chain of what happened while they were gone. I don't know. Does Bitcoin like it? Is it enjoying this? I don't know. We got red candles. I'll read the intro. Commerce on the internet has come to rely almost exclusively on financial institutions serving as trusted third parties to process electronic payments. While the system works well enough for most transactions, it still suffers from the inherent weakness of the trust-based model. Completely non-reversible transactions are not really possible, since financial institutions cannot avoid mediating disputes. The cost of mediation increases transaction costs, limits the minimum practical transaction size, and cutting off the possibility for small casual transactions. And there is a broader cost in the loss of ability to make non-reversible payments for non-reversible services. With the possibility Bitcoin reversal, with the possibility of reversal, the need for trust spreads. Merchants must be weary of their customers, hassling them for more information than they would otherwise need. A certain percent of fraud is accepted as unavoidable. These costs and payment uncertainties can be avoided in person by using physical currency, but no mechanism exists to make payments over a communication channel without a trusted party. Chilling words. What is needed is an electronic payment system based on cryptographic proof instead of trust, allowing any two willing participants to transact directly with each other without the need for a trusted third party. Transactions are computationally impractical to reverse. Transactions that are computationally impractical to reverse would protect sellers from fraud, and routine escrow mechanisms could easily be implemented to protect buyers. In this paper, we propose a solution to the double spending problem using a peer-to-peer distributed timestamp server to generate computational proof of the chronological order of transactions. The system is secure as long as honest nodes collectively control more CPU power than any cooperating group of attacker nodes. Attacker nodes. I don't know. It seems to chilled out here while I'm reading this. What do you guys think? Keep reading, stop reading. Proof of work, baby. Reading to you and selling my long. Bros, you've seen my trades recently. I have not opened a long in a while. I might regret that. Don't ever read this to a girl. No, do not ever read this to a girl. That's very good advice. Honestly, or guy. Like, I don't know, if you're into dudes, you're a dude into dudes. Like, don't read this to a dude. Don't read this. I'll correct it. Don't read this to anyone you're interested in. There you go. Anyone you're attracted to. It will not at all do what you want it to do. ADA moving. Bell rings, class walks out. Yeah, I mean, bell did ring. You guys want to hear more of the white paper, or should we do more charts? So you aren't interested in us? Taylor, I don't know how to come back from that statement. Have ChatGPT convert it into an adult novel. Ooh. You know what? I don't want to convert it into an adult novel because that is not something I really want to read, especially without proofing it first. But this might be an interesting idea. I wonder what will happen if I just put the whole white paper into ChatGPT and then be like, ChatGPT, write a story about this. Let's see. It has a lot of formulas. The white paper has like a lot of diagrams and formulas, and I'm not really sure how well they'll translate into a story, but I'm curious. All right. I'm curious enough to like pop this bad boy in. See what happens. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. For some reason, I'm going to start it with ChatGPT. Write me an imaginative story using this text. ADA moving. ADA still, I mean, locally you have a higher high here. That's good. Money flow in the day rolling over. Actually, ADA finally looking decent here with this move up. It's thinking. It's writing a very sexy story. It's thinking about it. Definitely looking better than it has here. Kind of in the same camp though of like Matic. By the way, those of you who voted for Matic top in today, we might be right. Literally was right here. Right here. Kind of reminding me though of Matic. And so this isn't a bad thing. It's not even really a good thing. It's just kind of context to understand this by. You've been falling, right? You've been falling. This move up is spicy, but without breaking to a higher high. And this is true on Matic. It's true to, I guess FTM is like kind of more broken of that high, but true on FTM. I think we could also say above 56 without breaking higher highs. Even though you get these spicy rallies, like you're still potentially in a downtrend. For an uptrend, you need a higher high and a higher low. So I'm excited. I'm spiced up. ADA looking good. All right. But it needs more. It needs more. Remember though, every reversal, whether it's now or in the future, will start without those higher high, higher lows. And inevitably it'll paint it eventually. It'll all start this way. But the game of guessing when that starts is a very difficult one. Incredibly difficult. Charts. Oh my goodness, these people are back. Denied Crypto Eth has only ever said in our chat, not a single human message, just Melroy. That's it. What's up, KG? You know you're late. It's all good, bro. It's all good. I stopped reading. Well, really, I will say Pico Top was at the end of the FOMC minutes summary. Pico Top. I should have made them longer. I should have been like, ChatGPT, do these again. Although we did generate a story. We generated a story from the white paper. In a hidden realm of the digital universe, far beyond the surface of everyday transactions and electronic exchanges, there lay a grand city known as Crypto Metropolis. This city thrived on a unique and pioneering system that allowed its citizens to trade, buy, and sell goods and services with a confidence that transcended mere trust. The secret to its success was a sophisticated and arcane technology known as the blockchain, a marvel of the cryptographic wizardry and decentralized magic. I think this could be a book. This could be a book. People would read it. The city has spread. We live happily ever after. That is the summary of it, just so you know. Yeah, we live happily ever after. GG is also at the end of the book, just as GG. Doesn't really tell you why. It's just like GG. I guess because you read it. Let's see that hourly. This is what I was saying during the rally, during this little pump we had while live is, I'm loving it, but I like 1 out of 10 love. It's like a 1. Right here, just a little bit higher. How much higher? Speaking of higher, let's get higher. Only 2% higher. So if we're at a 1 out of 10, if we move 2% higher, we're now at like a 7 out of 10. You can see that divergence there. You can see it. This is very spicy, but it's not quite what we need yet. Doesn't mean it's not coming. 15-minute has a nice clear uptrend. 30-minute is a little bitch. 45-minute might be giving us a clear uptrend signal. Money flow could break to a new high here in the next 42 minutes. All it has to do is trade higher than 60.7. 90 minutes. Meh. Meh. This 4 hour keeps faking out. 4 hour did give us a higher high on money flow. I want to see this candle close in an hour, but that's not a bad way to start. That's what she said. We need to get it higher. If you guys want this wonderful story, I will put it in the Discord. You guys should join the Discord either way. You should also have made sure you've subscribed today because this is the #1 channel in all multiverse and dimensions for everything. I don't know. Whatever it is. Just imagine I said whatever it is that like you wanted to hear, that would make you subscribe. Could you do that? Just, I've been working hard. You can just fill in that gap for me. That'd be awesome. What else? We saw the dollar is chilling. TRX moved down since we saw it earlier. Like I said, probably not a great long at the moment. S&P 500. So here's really what's grabbed my attention at the moment. S&P 500 right back. V-shaped recovery right back to that all-time high. All-time high was 565. Currently at 560. So that would be a 1% move to a new all-time high. What the hell, stocks? You're not supposed to do this. This is Bitcoin stuff. NASDAQ or NASDAQ futures, 100 futures hit 20K exactly as we predicted. What, on Monday's stream? Maybe it was Friday's stream. Exactly as predicted. If S&P breaks all-time high, NASDAQ is very likely to follow. XRP, nothing. Binance, nothing. Nothing. PEPE, nothing. Dominance, nothing. Ethereum, let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum did hit 2,680 as we predicted. But also, as I predicted, didn't end up going anywhere after. Just chilling there. I don't want to be bearish on Ethereum. And it is likely that I will become bullish on it again. But I just needed to prove it to me. Just hasn't proved it yet. It just hasn't done it. Hasn't made it back to its 618. Hasn't made it back to its weekly support. Let's see what happens at 2,900. Still just chilling. Just filling the gap. What's up, Tradefly, my guy who I met in Nashville, who has a YouTube channel. Let's shout you out. If you guys haven't seen this man's channel, you should check it out. Put your link in there. Give him a nice little subscribe. Guy has some sunglasses. He's got some stuff. He's a good dude. Appreciate you. Mind the gap. Mind the gap. Oh. Is it magic you know? Never believe it's not so. RSI in the 5-minute overbought back into overbought. Let's roll it. Let's roll it. No, go through. 15-minute order block. Little support being painted behind us. 15-minute is the time frame showing us that uptrend. Let's go. Let's go. I had AMD pulled up for some reason. Mog pulled up for some reason. That trade flew. Go, Bitcoin, go. Let's go, boys. Apparently, it did not think that, oh, wow. How did GM get pinned? How did just GM get pinned? When did that happen? I was pretty sure I had like a whole thing. What? Hold up. I am positive. Oh, no, my headphones are still on. That's a miracle. Give me a sec. I must have clicked it. Let's go. Bitcoin, I'm not looking at you, by the way. I'm not looking at you, so like there's no point of going back down because I'm not watching. There we go. Still not watching, Bitcoin. You can't make me. I'm not looking. You can't make me, and I won't do it. You're not my dad. Bitcoin smoking weed, and well, if it's lucky. If it's cool, man. If it's cool. You don't have to smoke weed to be cool, guys. If you enjoy smoking weed, that's fine. I do too. But you don't have to. And if you're underage, don't do it. And if it's illegal where you live, don't do it. Take that, YouTube. You can't get me in trouble now. It's illegal where I live. So I say. Still not looking. Still not looking. I can't look at the chart, guys. I have to stare at the chat because every time I've looked back, it started going down again. Do this with me. We can do it. Ooh, we already have timestamps. Nice. If you refresh the stream, it should have timestamps. Not really sure if they work while you're live, though. I'm not looking, Bitcoin. Not looking. Nope. Nope. Yeah, well, because I'm not looking at Bitcoin right now. Let me shill quick, guys. Make sure you've liked, subscribed, shared the stream, shared the channel. If you're not aware of our free, I see the alert, but I didn't see the chart. If you're not aware of our free trading course, it is the best in the biz on YouTube. We got like 20 lessons there. No paywall. It's all free. It's not like a demo. It's the full thing. Maybe someday I'll charge for it, but for now it's free. Check it out after the live. Make sure you've joined the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Make sure you've checked out our sponsors, metasignals.io, the best crypto trading signals in the biz. 𝐒𝐴LGO, the #1 indicator company in the world, in the whole universe. They're great. A lot of great indicators there. Still not looking. If you sign up with any of the partners in the video description below, exchanges, tools, sponsors, doesn't matter what, any of them, and you join the Discord, you will get into our exclusive VIP trading group. It's the only way in. Can't even buy your way in. Shit's not for sale. I'm still not looking. Medicinal in Florida. Shout out to Florida. Don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up. I love you, Mary Beth. You're wonderful. You've always been the best, Mr. Sexy Tom. Right back at you, Alessandra Ladely. Sexy Ms. Alexandra Ladely. Slow's going down because the bears are really rude. Yeah, they're real rude. Thanks for streaming today. Very entertaining. Very entertained by you, Taylor. I appreciate you, my friend. Smoke so we go up, you savages. That's on you guys. I can't do that while live. If you'd like to pump it up, pump it up. Please look at Sol. Why is it so down? I can look at Sol. Should I look? I still haven't looked at the screen. Believe me or not, I don't want to jinx it. Legal here, noise. Pickle, as soon as I was talking about smoking, Pickle's like, gotta go AFK. Talk to you later. We know what he's doing. Look at Qubits. How you doing, Sharknado? You inject the marijuana. Ty Fox are doing it very wrong. Doing it very wrong. Stephen Watson, Tom's sexy FOMC reading caused Bitcoin to rise. I gave it a little excitement. Am I drinking an Irish coffee? No. I'm drinking like my energy drink. What do you see on Tron? I started the stream with some Tron. How's the beans today? She's all right. Sleeping somewhere. I don't know where she is. This house is like a labyrinth. All right, I'm going to look back at Bitcoin. All right, good. It's on a red candle. Whew. Wow. That's what happened. I'm pretty sure like right here is when I said I'm going to stop looking at it. It's like, let's go. So what has changed? I want to say the answer is nothing yet. However, this ain't bad. They ain't bad candles there, man. You had the rejection from the high trend. You had that wick fill almost immediately. Next 15-minute candle. We definitely need to see this close. I want to see this close above that previous wick high. That will cement that bullishness for me. However, in the bigger picture, though we are above the trend, right? We're above this trend line. That's good. In the bigger picture, we really haven't accomplished anything yet, but I can tell you exactly where we will have accomplished something. And that price is not far away. Very, very achievable today in the next whatever amount of time. 61.5, let's say 61,500 on the dot. 1.27% from where price is right now. We will have accomplished something. Will it guarantee moon? No, but it will have accomplished something in the bigger picture. Because when we zoom out, we see price is very much constricted to this flagging formation. I'm not going to say a bias or one direction is more probable than the other with this. I don't trust that. But what I do trust is while we are in the confines of this lower high and higher low trend, we will continue to move sideways. We can break that by doing one of two things. We can move 1.27% up, break the high from Tuesday, yesterday, and that will have done something. We'll have broken this pattern. Or we could trade down, let's say below 58.5, and then we'll have a lower low. We'll still be in the confines of this pattern. So maybe 57.5, something will have happened. We will have essentially broken down from this. At the moment, it is what it is. I don't really have any more alpha on that other than let's sit and wait. On the 1 minute, nice little bump, a little back test of that previous wick on the 1. Supports held at least for this 1 second it's existed. Let's go. You've got to pump it up. There's a new Chairman Powell song. Shout out to 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍 Games. I'm going to play it.
Yeah. Wednesday on the live stream, 𝐂𝐚 breaks it down. Crypto analyst TA with that magic sound. Jerome Powell speech got the market in a spin. Looking at the data, guessing at the win. US dollar dance, dovish vibes are hawkish stance. Market shake and twist in this financial trance. FOMC committee all gather around the table. Traders on the edge, hoping they ain't unstable. Don't move quick, grab your blue reflective glasses. 𝐂𝐚's analysis, helping save our asses. Charts on the rise are crashing real thick. In this digital world, gotta stick and flick. Candle patterns flash, trends are on a dash. Secrets in the numbers.
Guess it ends there. To be fair, that was a very risky play. I didn't listen to it before, but I trust 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍. I trust that she wouldn't put anything weird. I liked it. But guys, is it better? I think 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍 also made this one. Shout out to 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍. Is it better than the Chairman Powell original? Hard to beat.
Chairman Powell, he ain't playing this a blur. Gotta follow the data, ain't no time to air. Watch him speak now with that Tom Crown flair. Yeah, Chairman, he's the captain of the crew. Navigating through the markets, knowing what to do. Federal Reserves in control, making moves. Keeping that money flowing so the economy can groove.
Chairman Powell.
Making paper
Every hour.
Chairman Powell, he got that money power. Data on his side, watch him rise and devour. Yeah, he's the chairman of the board, making moves that empower.
It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. That's a classic. Well, boys, I do want to shout out Band Strike, Shuba Trading, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭 𝐬𝐴VE, Name Period, John T, Naful Rito, DJI, SUNY Engineering Work, 𝐒𝐴VE, good name, Chris Fitz, YJ, and all the others who have subscribed during this live stream. Take a second. If you're not subscribed, we're live here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We invented the FOMC stream. Thus, I think we invented the FOMC minute stream, but is what it is. We've been live on YouTube for 5 years. We'll be live for 5 more minimum. I won't show up one day because I'll be dead. That's how this ends. That's how this all ends. I'll just be dead someday. Hopefully, fingers crossed in a bunch of years. But join us for Alpha, man. I'm just a normal dude. Crypto changed my life. I want it to change your life. This is the only way I know how to do it. I'm just showing you the way that I succeeded in this space. It's not the only way, but it is the only way I've seen work. And I'm trying to share it with you. You're not the product here. Your success is the product here. That's right. On top of that, I'm supposed to make a little video with Altcoin Daily here. So I guess I'll let Bitcoin go. If you're tuning in for the first time, we have a little thing where Bitcoin tends to move the second I end the stream. So boys, bullish dreams, let's fucking go.